Folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on a 2008 Mercedes-Benz E350. I previously did some work on this car. I didn't make too much of videos on it. Did a complete suspension on there, changed rotors, brakes all around, upper lower control arms, inner and outer tie rod ends, front shocks. But today we're going to be doing the oil cooler. As you can see, oil cooler is here. It's actually leaking, so I'm going to change the oil cooler seal here. A lot of different ways to do this. I'm going to try you guys a pretty easy way to get into it and get it out of here. Show you some of the tools that I'll need. The issue is here with this, it gets a little bit complicated. Let me see if I can spot a light down in here. If you guys can see it, hold on. So at the bottom, down there, there's one screw. It's a T30. There's another one right there. One at the top here, another one here, and one at the bottom there. But it's this one at the bottom here that's a little bit difficult to get to, but I'll show you some ways how to get to it. I've seen some people take out the power steering unit to get down to it. Not really necessary, you don't have to. One of the key things you have to do though is to remove your drive belt, because again you don't want because it's going to leak some coolant and it's going to leak oil also. You don't want that on your belts, and you can wash that down again because you don't want those things to slip, as you can see. So we make sure we do that. One of the first things that we have to do is actually set the light down. We have to open this up to allow the oil that is settled in here to drain back down, so that once you take this out, that so much oil doesn't run out of it. So we'll loosen this up, the oil filter, take it up, allow it to drain a little. We'll remove this, just take this out of the way to give us a little bit more clearance room. Normally people remove the bottle, but the way that I'm going to do it, you really don't need to, but you can. I actually have to change this bottle on this car anyway, it's no good, and along with this hose right here, which is very delicate and brittle. To get this hose off, you have to take a pick, just pull this lever back, push this in first, and then pull it back out. I'm changing this whole thing, so I might just remove it all at once, but I'll show you how to do it with it in, because this breaks very easily, especially as you can see here. It breaks very easy. Try to take these out. I guess it's from the heat. So with that said, I'll show you some of the tools that I'll need. So we use a breaker bar. You need a 17 to actually remove the belt. If you have one of these, is a T30 on here, get very slim extensions. This will make it a lot easier that you don't do it. I have this tool. I use this on my Infinity, which also works. I'll show you how some folks use this. I've seen someone use this in the past to get creative, to get down to the bottom screw. So let me just show you, but I found that this is a little bit more, if you don't have any of those things. So basically with this, you'll have to wrap your hand around the bottom. Let me reposition the light so you can see where I'm putting my hands. Yeah, I can get some light here. It's getting a little bit dark outside. So basically you wrap your hands right around the bottom. It's very difficult to do this with one hand. Let me see if I can spot the light. But if you wrap your hand right around the bottom, and with this tool you can actually reach the nut at the bottom. It's going to be tedious because you can move it ever so slightly. Take a little while to get out, but it's a little bit time consuming to use that method. So what we're going to do is use two short extensions, and they'll get you right down to the screw. Oh, one other thing that we'll need also, we need a magnet to hold the screw, because the screw will drop. So I'm gonna get my magnet also. I forgot to take that out, and then we'll get started. All right. So first up, we'll remove this. It's a little bit better. Remove this. You just grab it, just pull it back, and then it just all snaps from the bottom. So when putting it back in, you put this piece in first, and then just catch that. It's easy as that. It's out of the way. Next stop is we're gonna try to get some good lighting so you guys can see what I'm doing. So So actually the tensioner under the bottom right here, if you can see the nipple, that's where you're going to put the 17 socket and basically pull the wrench back to your left to actually release the tension off the belt. Once you release the tension off the belt, you just remove the belt off the pulleys on this side. You don't have to take it all the way off, but that's what you need to do before you do anything else to make sure no oil drips on the belt, and you can just simply wash that down. I'll probably wash it out with some brake cleaner to make sure it doesn't slip. So I'm gonna get my 17, put it on, pull the lead, pull it back. Again, it's right under the bottom, and you can see it clearly right here. Once you put it on, pull it to the left, the belt would loosen, you just remove it off. The pulleys on this side, you can leave the pulleys on this side, really, because no oil will go this way. You just take the ones off of this side and just move it out of your way temporarily. Okay, so let's get that going. All right, folks, with the piece out of the way, we're gonna get into the screws now. Try to do this with one hand. As you can see, I add my 2 sockets here, 2 extensions. Okay, nut is broken. Again, the hardest part is just to make sure that you get the clearance that you need right here to get down to that. I'm gonna probably put this down now and come back. Like I said, just get the extension in with the skinniest extension you have. I'll do the same thing with this bolt up here. Again, I don't want to drop the bolt, so I'm just gonna do it with one hand, take this out, and then I'll be right back. All right, as you can see, as I'm getting the screw out, I've just attached my magnet to it. As I wind it out, I can just take the screw out on the magnet. Even though I have a rag at the bottom, if it drops, it's just gonna drop on the rag, or if it falls, it'll probably go on the ground. But just take the magnet, connect it, and as you screw it out, just lift it out with the magnet. So you can see the magnet is attached to it, and I'll do the same thing for the top one. All right, with all the screws removed, you have a little ridge right here. Forgot to show you guys, I took the oil filter out. Reason is, like I was saying, that all the oil drain back down to the bottom so that much don't run out. So once it's released, it should do that. One thing I could say, which again, you really don't have to take off the belt no more that I think about it, because once you drain the oil down, that much wouldn't run out, so you should be fine by just putting a rag underneath. Whatever should be caught in the rag. So like I said, there's a little ridge right here. Just gradually nudge it, because there's a seal in between to break the seal loose, and as you can see, it's coming apart. Just grab this, rock it. As you can see, some coolant is going to run out as expected. Gasket is still stuck in there, but I'll take this out one time. Like I said, we're going to lose some coolant, which is perfectly fine, perfectly normal. Whatever else will get caught up on the rag. You get the gasket out one time, you're just going to clean up the maiden surface to make sure we have a clean surface when we put the new one on, and clean this up. I actually have a new one of these, so I'm going to just switch the new one and instead of using this one back up. But you just need something, you don't use anything too harsh and abrasive to clean this off, and it should come off pretty easy. If you use something like a plastic spatula or something like that to just get off the, if you're going to use this back and you don't have a new one, just get something plastic and rub against this to get any of the gasket that's still connected on off. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, wipe down, get the new gasket in, and then we'll button it back up. Alright folks, the new gasket is in. We still have some coolant running out, no biggie. Mating surface is nice and clean. The good thing about this just has like the dowel pins. There's a dowel pin here and a dowel pin there, so it'll definitely connect. Once you put this on, it'll connect flush onto here, so the holes will definitely be lined up. So you just, at this point, you're just going to put this back. Everything is the reverse. Catch the screws back in, and you're all set. Again, thanks for joining. Any questions, feel free to reach out. But again, until next time, have a good one.